What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. Yeah, from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the microphone, Katie Brandt.
Thank you, Rich. Chantal, blowing us out of the water here. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to A Night with the Arts for FTD, the 9th gala event to benefit the Massachusetts General Hospital Frontal Temporal Disorders Unit. My name is Katie Brandt. I am your Director of Caregiver Support Services and Public Relations and your gala MC tonight. Oh my goodness, this is my favorite part every year. The first time I get to get up and look out at the room. I'm so happy to see you all here. Yes, hi Stu. Hi. For those of you who don't know, the MGH FTD Unit is an interdisciplinary clinical research program. We are dedicated to caring for individuals and their families impacted by frontal temporal dementia, primary progressive aphasia, progressive supranuclear palsy, cortical basal syndrome, and related disorders. Thank you all so much for being here. As we count our 17th year of care, I mean, that deserves a round of applause. And over 800 patients served, we know that we are touching more lives than ever before. Our mission is to improve understanding of frontal temporal disorders, young-onset Alzheimer's disease, and related dementias. We are dedicated to bringing the cure of tomorrow closer to the care of today. Oh, yes, you can clap. You can clap any time at this gala. We take applause at any time. And care is not limited to the confines of clinic space. Due to the amazing leadership from our director, Dr. Brad Dickerson, we are able to bring care out to the community. Yes, I love all the clapping. Keep it up. I'm so grateful as I look out at the room tonight because it takes a lot to come together as a community. Thank you to all of the staff and volunteers and donors who made tonight possible. It's your philanthropy, your commitment to our clinical research program that makes this possible. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you. So now we get to talk about one of the favorite things of my job, which is coordinating community events. We have had some incredible community events this year, starting with Ski with David for PSP. The Crowley family is here tonight. Thank you so much for helping us raise awareness, funds, and hope for the cure for PSP. And it's going too fast. And we have the filmmakers here with us tonight, Diana Gonzalez-Moret and Sandra Gonzalez-Moret, for our amazing community event, Noche de Cine, a night at the movies. This was an incredible hybrid event that touched more than 500 people around the world. Yes, right? We were able to screen the short film Pedacito de Carne, and then we had a live question and answer with Diana and Sandra and Dr. Liliana Ramirez Gomez. I'm so sorry, Liliana. This event was completely presented in Spanish, giving us the opportunity to expand our reach. Everyone in this room knows that FTD doesn't play favorites. It touches every community, and we want to make sure that all the faces and all the voices of FTD are represented. Thank you to Noche de Cine for helping us do that. And Jerry Horgan, Jerry, where are you? Raise your hand high in the air. There he is. Jerry walked from Portland, Maine to Mass General Hospital to raise awareness, funds, and hope for the cure for FTD. Thank you, Jerry. And Stu Kimball and Joe Donnelly are here tonight. They were our leaders for Wall of Grass. An incredible concert, yes. Many of you were there with us in person or watched it online. And this was an incredible interactive musical experience that helped us all see when we come together, we're stronger. Thank you, Stu and Michelle and Joe, for making that happen. Shirley Gordon, where are you? There's Shirley. Shirley ran Miles for Mike, a 5K walk that brings her community together to honor her husband and raise awareness, funds, and hope for the cure for FTD. And every community event is raising awareness, yes. This awareness has gone beyond our small community events. It's also in the state of Massachusetts. Some of you may have heard that the Association for Frontal Temporal Degeneration, AFTD, is committed to greater advocacy efforts. We know that the Alzheimer's Association is a tiger when it comes to raising awareness about policies and federal funding that can help to support our mission to uncover the cure for FTD and Alzheimer's and related dementias. But AFTD is committed that there will be special recognition for FTD. And we have an AFTD ambassador in the house with us tonight. Dawn O'Gara, raise your hand. Thanks to Dawn's tenacious advocacy, she was able to get a proclamation from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that designated September 22nd through the 29th this year as FTD Awareness Week in Massachusetts, and received the support of Representative Durant and Bertheme, who helped to make a resolution for that same week of awareness. Thank you, Dawn. Now, if you're thinking, well, I don't live in Massachusetts, but I want there to be a proclamation in my state, you can go to theaftd.org, or you can go and chat it up with Dawn tonight and find out how she made that happen. Okay, this next slide is something really exciting. Raise your hand if your journey with FTD has been made better by the amazing Amy Almeida. Many of you know Amy as our incredible support group facilitator, She is an amazing organizer of all things community events, and she is my #1 Gala gal. Amy, for everything that you've done, I am the most excited about this next chapter and welcoming you officially as a staff member of the MGH FTD, I'm gonna cry, as a staff member of the MGH FTD Unit, our new manager of caregiver support services and community engagement. Welcome, Amy. Whew. We just took this picture. Amy's badge is probably still hot because it is brand new. But, you know, not only is she organized and responsible and dedicated, but she's passionate and compassionate to our family. She understands what the journey is like. And in 2020, we honored Amy as a community champion in our MGH FTD Unit community for the incredible work she did to pull us together during the pandemic, to stay united as caregivers and families and persons living with a diagnosis. Now, the Community Champion Award is something that I am honored to talk to you about tonight. This year's awardee is Stu Kimball, and I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about Stu. Guys, do I have my handheld mic up here? If it's not under the table, someone can bring one to me. Stu, it's my honor to talk about you, if you'll give me a moment. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. So people probably know Stu Kimball best as Bob Dylan's guitarist. While on Dylan's never-ending tour between 2004 and 2018, Stu strapped on his guitar for 1,323 shows. Stu, you need a round of applause for that. Stu has made significant contributions to 7 Dylan albums, including 2006's Grammy-winning, platinum-selling Modern Times. In addition, as a producer, arranger, co-writer, sideman, and session guitarist, Stu has worked and recorded with many artists, including Carly Simon, Bruce Springsteen, and Diana Ross. Woo! Stu! Stu finds joy in making and sharing music with others, remarking, "I always try to play from the heart, to play with soul and conviction. I play for the singer and the song, and to help bring their vision to life." Stu, this June, you brought a vision to life by creating the Wall of Grass concert for our MGH FTD Unit community. You raised awareness, funds, and hope for the cure for young-onset Alzheimer's disease, and you united people through the power of the arts with your music. And for that, we are privileged to honor you as our 2024 MGH FTD Unit Community Champion. Stu, please come up.
Thank you, Stu. Thank you so much, Stu. You're an inspiration to many of us. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. God bless you. I'll see you soon.
Yes, you will, yes. Woo! Thank you, guys. Yep, it's you guys. Okay, I'll be back. Enjoy your dinner and our music.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more anyone you adore, and love is all that I could give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, never break it. Love made for me and you.
Many of you know me through my professional role in the MGH FTD Unit. I've worked with many of you after a diagnosis, helping to navigate finding care resources, co-facilitating support group with Bernie Metzger and Amy Almeida. But many of you know that I did not come to my FTD job through a job description, but instead through a personal experience of loving my husband through his FTD journey. And when Mike passed away in 2012, I made the choice that I wanted to shine a light on our experience. I wanted to raise my voice so that other families wouldn't feel invisible. You know, I didn't even know when Mike was diagnosed that young people could receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or FTD, that young people could get dementia. That was something new for me. And so when I made that choice to be an advocate, it was my choice, but it affected other people. One in particular, my incredible, amazing son, Noah Brandt. Noah, can you give a wave tonight? Noah's so good. He's carrying art. He's wearing a Gala pin. He's got a new suit on. You know, Noah knows the drill. And Noah, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being my sidekick at many an FTD event. When the Boston Herald interviewed him in this for this radio show, I think that the host said something, and Noah said, "It's actually frontal temporal degeneration." Like, and Noah has continued to grow, and I am holding on for dear life. As of October 11th, Noah is a licensed driver in the state of Rhode Island. And Noah's so ready. He imagines his Google map looks like this. He's plugging in wherever he wants to go. And you know, I'm hoping maybe we can stay a little closer to home. Please, Noah. The gas is so expensive. You don't work much. But the good news is that as we're navigating all these new phases of parenthood, parenting a teen who drives, parenting a teen who's cooler than I am, I have help. I've got 2 Brandt tables tables here tonight. Raise your hand if you're at a brand table. These are people who just keep loving us. They keep showing up at FTD events and birthday parties, and they're on the phone with me and texting when it's really tough. They're my community. They help me get to do the work that I want to do for all of you. This past September, I was able to go to the International Society for FTD conference in Amsterdam. Here I am, pictured with some of my colleagues, Erin and Tiago. Raise a hand. Loved traveling with you. We represented, Dr. Dickerson was there, and I think I was talking to Tiago, and he said, oh, I wanted to talk to Brad, but there was a whole line of people waiting to talk with him. And that's our community. And I think, something that I want everyone to know here, because here's the thing. When you're walking the journey, when you're living life with FTD, sometimes it's so hard to look beyond just making it to bedtime that night. Like, you don't need to do the laundry. Maybe your dinner is microwaved. You're just trying to make it. It's hard to know what's happening. But there is a whole community of people who have dedicated their professional lives to trying to uncover the secrets of FTD. And so I want you to know that, yes, it's our community here, the MGH FTD Unit, and we are a part of a global network of clinicians and scientists who care about figuring out the mysteries of FTD, who care about therapies that are disease modifying, who care about bringing the cure closer to the care of today. And I want you all to know that they're out there working for you. It occurred to me while I was in Amsterdam this year, because at this conference more than any other, I felt that the patient voice, the caregiver voice, the person impacted was highlighted more than ever. And I thought, it was love that started the FTD story for me. And I am absolutely certain that love will be the thing that ends it. It will be the love of a person living with a diagnosis who dedicates their time and their bodies to research so that future generations do not have to walk the journey that they have walked with FTD. It will be the love of a caregiver who is committed to preserving personhood and dignity at every stage. It will be the love of the clinicians that you see here in the room tonight. If you're an MGH clinician, can you raise your hand, please, so we can give you a round of applause? Our team of clinicians and staff are dedicated to working tirelessly to make sure that our patients receive the highest quality of care while working towards bringing those treatments that cure to the care of today. Love is here in the room tonight. If you are a person living with a diagnosis, if you are a caregiver, if you've lost someone to FTD, I want you to know this. When you see the paddles raised high in the air, when you see Dr. Dickerson's presentation, when you hear the music bouncing off every corner of this room and the dance floor is full, it's all for you. Soak it up, feel the love, and make new memories of joy with us tonight. Thank you. Want to get on the floor?
I got it, yeah. Let's hear it one more time for Katie Brand.
All right, here we go.
They're telling me to get on the floor. We got a live auction to do right now. We have some great fun coming up. This is always the highlight for me is this live auction. And we got 3 items. 3 items. We're gonna start with Pats and Polar. Oh, I got a mic for you. Yeah, sure. Pats and Polar. Now, Pats and Polar. I was like, Pats and Polar? What's Pats and Polar? Pats and Polar is this. 2 tickets. New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts on December 1st this year. It's coming up. December 1st, 2 tickets, plus a 1-year supply of Polar Seltzer. I gotta imagine that's a lot of Polar.
We have the Crowley family here tonight. They donated the year's supply of Polar.
Will they come up with like a pallet? Is that what happens? I love soda water. I'm kind of boring though. I like the plain soda water. I don't know if you guys understand that. I have an addiction. So this is great. So Pats and Polar, 2 tickets, December 1st. They're going to play the Indianapolis Colts, plus a 1-year supply of Polar Seltzer. Let's start the bidding at 300. 300 is where? We got 300 here before, now 4, now 5. We're at 5, now 6. We're 6. 6, now 7. We're at 600, we need 7. 700, now 8. 800, now 9. We're at 800, we need 9. 800, we need 9. 900, thank you. Let's go to 1,000 here. The room will go crazy. Where's 1,000 in the room? We have 1,000 in the back. New bidder. Do we have 1,100? 1,000. 1,100 is where? We're at 1,000. 1,100 is where? Oh, wait. Oh, 1,100 right here. Now 12. We're going to go 12. 1,200 now 13. We're at 12. We need 13. 12, we need 13. 1,300, new bidder. Wow, you've been waiting around. 13, she wants the Polar Seltzer. Let's go. We're at 13, where's 14? 13, where's 14? 1,400, now 15. We're at 14, we need 15. 14 going once. 1,500, where I missed it. Where was it? 1,500, thank you, sir. We're at 15, we need 16. 15, we need 16. 1,500 going once. 1,600, here we go. Here we go. We're getting closer to Katie. We're at 16, we need 17. 16, we need 17. 16 going once. $1,700. That's right. I told you it was going to be fun. We're at 17, we need 18. 1,800, now 19. We're 18, we need 19. 19, thank you. Where's 2,000? The room will lose their mind. 2,000 Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Where's 21? We're at 2,000. 2,000 going once. 2,000 going twice. 2,100. Wow. Wow! 22? Do we have 22? 21. Going once. Going twice. 2,200. We gotta get to the next items. Here we are. 22, where's 23? 22, where's 23? 22 going once. Going twice. Sold. 2,200. Pick the card number. Pick the card. 096. 096. 22, wow. We're on it. Here we go. This is a big one. The next item, if you got kids, I know they're gonna love it. I worked at Kiss with a Link for years on the Maddie in the Morning Show. This is the big winter concert that we have. It's called Jingle Bell Rock. Is that right? Jingle Bell. Jingle Ball. Jingle Ball. Come on. Jingle Bell Rock. I guess it's Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock. Come on. No, Jingle Ball, December 15th, 2 tickets. And it's an overnight stay here at the Royal Sonesta with breakfast for 2 and parking. So you get a nice stay here, which Jingle Ball is right at the Garden, right down the street. 2 tickets. We're going to start the bid at $400. 400 is where? 400 now 5. We got 5. We got 400. We go 5. Now 6. We're at 5. We need 6. 600 over here, now 7. 600 over 7. 600 over here, we need 700. 700 in the back. We're gonna go to 8. We're at 700, we need 8. 700 in the back, we need 8. Overnight stay, 2 tickets. This is a steal. You can sell these tickets and make more money, I think. I'm telling you, you can scalp them and make more. We're at 700, we need 8. It's a huge concert this year. I don't know any of the artists, honestly. I have no clue. I'm too old for it now.
It's like Noah's cooler than I am. He would know the artist.
I bet you they have like Doja Cat or something. We're at 800. New bidder, 800.
Kyle is actually the son of the other.
Oh, he's on bid again. We're at 800. 800 going once. It's for a good cause. He's a good kid. 800 going twice. Sold $900.
Oh wait, Kyle.
You're gonna go to 1,000. The room will go crazy. You go to 1,000. There you go. $1,000. You got the ticket. We're done with that.
Congrats, Kyle.
All right, we love this one. This is a big item. Popping to the holidays, the Boston Pops table for 5. December 13th. It's a Friday night. And the show is, well, Friday in the afternoon, 3 p.m. So it's an early show, plus one night at the Fairmont Copley Plaza Hotel. It's valued at $1,400. We're going to start the bidding at 5. Again, it's table for 5 at the Boston Pops. Friday, December 13th. Shows at 3 p.m. Bidding is at $500 right here. Now 6, now 7, now 8. 8. We're at 8, we need 9. 900, where's 1,000? 1,000 is here. We'll go 1,100. We're at 1,000. We need 1,100. 1,100, now 12. We got 12 over here. We'll go 13. We're at 12 over here. We need 13. 1,300, thank you, sir. Where's 14? 1,400, now 15. Now 15 goes 16. 1,600. Where's 17? 1,700's over here. We'll go 18. We're at 17. We need 18. 1,800 in the front, new bidder. What have you been waiting for? 18. 18 now 19. 18 now 19. 19 now. Come on, 2,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Where's 2,100? We need 21. 21 now 22. Oh, it's a big 22 now 23. Where's 23? 23 now 24. Oh, you're bidding it up. Come on. 23 now 24. 24 now 25. 25 now 26. Oh. 25 going once. 26 right over here.
Really behind you.
Oh. 27, you're gonna go 27. We got 27, we need 28. 2,800, wow. 28, now 29, 29. Let's go, 3 grand, let's go, 3 grand, yes. 3,000, going once. 3,100, we have 32. I feel like I'm in a Western here, and I'm gonna jump. Oh, 32, new bidder. Oh, you're back in the game. 32, where's 33? Where's 33? 33, yes, we'll go 34. 34, now 35. 35, now 36. Oh my God, 36, now 37. Woo! 37, now 38. 37, go once. 37, going twice. You're all betting yourself? Oh, 37, now 38, now 39. Let's go 4 grand. You'll take it at 4 grand. We're at 34 grand up front. This is going crazy here. This is great. I told you it was going to be fun.
My friend Mike Caleb says this is the hottest auction package at our Gala.
Without a doubt. We're at 4. We have 41. 4,000, 4,100. 41. Now 42. We're at 41. We need 42. 41 going once. 41 going twice. $4,200, yes. At 42, we need 43. 42, we need 43. 42 going once. 42 going twice. Wow, 45. 5,000. 5,000, let's go. 5,000, going once. Going twice. Sold 5,000.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the break, 10 minutes, and then we're going to be back and hear Dr. Dickerson's presentation. So enjoy a break, and we'll be back shortly with Dr. Dickerson.
Quick moment to thank our Royal Sonesta staff. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for helping us really feel like this is a party. Okay, now I have the joy of introducing our fearless leader, Dr. Brad Dickerson. Dr. Brad Dickerson is the director of the MGH Frontotemporal Disorders Unit and the Neuroimaging Lab in Boston. He is a staff behavioral neurologist in the MGH Memory Disorders Unit and co-investigator on the neuroimaging core of the Alzheimer's Disease Research Center. He's also a professor of neurology at Harvard Medical School. He is a husband, a dad, and a friend to many of us here. Brad makes work fun, even on the tough days, and he is always there to show us that he cares. So, let's show Brad how much we care and give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Katie. It's always so moving to hear you speak on these nights. You're just so good at it. I don't know how you do it, but thank you. So in 2007, my good friend and colleague Daisy Hochberg and I started the MGH FTD unit. I think she would answer the phone sometimes, I would take the mail out sometimes. We did pretty much everything. Obviously we had some great staff that we were affiliated with who helped, but it was really just the two of us in the early days. Thank you, Daisy, for sticking with our labor of love and watching it grow into the picture from the Gala last year that you see here. Thanks also to many mentors and colleagues who provided a lot of support and referrals and other activities along the way. A special shout out to Bruce Rosen and the Martino Center family for doing the amazing work that you do and allowing us to stay ahead of the cutting edge with our scanning imaging techniques by working with you guys so closely over the years. I'd also like to thank the amazing team of people who are the FTD unit. You saw us up here getting our photo. This is a group of people whose incredibly high level of competency, compassion, and commitment keep our operations running and keep us growing. You keep seeing the picture getting bigger every year because through all the hard work, we keep expanding and starting new initiatives. I'd also like to thank our talented featured artists who generously shared their beautiful work with us in the reception and art show before we came in here. Thank you very much. That's one of many things that I think makes this night so unique and really powerful. Also, you, our community. You did not choose this community, whether you're a person living with one of these conditions, a family member, or a loved one, but I'd like to say it's better for what you bring to it. Thank you. we would not be here tonight if it weren't for Sybil and Kimon Sermos. I vividly remember sitting in clinic when Sybil said, you know, being professional artists, this is what we do, and we'd love to do something like an art show for you guys in support of the program. And Katie and I brainstormed with them for a while and basically came up with the idea for the first night for the arts for the FTD unit. So thanks to Sybil and Kimon, and we miss you, and your legacy is living on through this event. So thank you to Sybil and Kimon's family. And special thanks to Katie Brandt and to Amy Almeida. Really, the partnerships that we have the partnerships that we have enjoyed developing over the years have led to many great ideas, and I think this is one of them, and it keeps going. It keeps growing, it keeps expanding, new things happen, and we wouldn't be here without you guys doing what you do, so thank you. I want to just take a few minutes to review with you some of what we do in our day-to-day work, and I always like to highlight a few bits of progress from research that are things that are new that I wasn't able to say last year because we didn't have them yet. So we do a lot of work on care and support today, but research for the cure and better treatments is really what we are here for tonight. And we've been able to leverage a lot of our initial pilot experience with what's called digital voice biomarkers, which I'll talk briefly more about, and with cluster scanning MRI techniques. And these were all things that were supported by seed funds that came from nights like tonight when people like you made generous donations to get us started with some new ideas. And these projects really wouldn't be funded by an organization because the ideas are too new. We don't have any preliminary data as we are asked for to show that it might work. And so the philanthropic funds that you're donating tonight go directly to the support of new ideas that ultimately we hope to leverage into foundation or NIH or industry-sponsored grants, which we've been able to do with multiple examples that I'll highlight briefly tonight. So, you know, when you want to know what does this money go to, we put it directly to the people and the projects that are advancing our science. One of the studies that we've talked about for the last few galas was a study led by Katie Brandt. Yes, she's also a researcher, believe it or not. She's amazing at it. And Erin Cron, who's our project manager. And the two of them, with a lot of other members of our team, developed this study that we ultimately got funded by the National Institute on Aging of an educational intervention for caregivers, thinking about advanced care planning, meaning planning for down the road from where things are right now. And it's complete. We enrolled over 130 caregivers. It was a clinical trial comparing two different types of education interventions with people, and it turns out it doesn't really matter so much how you do it, it's that you do it. And we now have evidence to support that, which is what the federal government wants to see in order to pay for these kinds of things, which we know tend to get done outside of what is paid for as part of a regular medical care visit. So hopefully we'll be able to see impact at a variety of levels from this kind of research. So congratulations to Katie, Erin, and other members of our team for getting this done. So now I'm going to go around the circle. This is Lauren's favorite time of the night. And just talk with the patient at the center. We always talk about patient-centered research, person-centered research, about the way that we go from the measurement of people's symptoms to the development of new treatments. And so first we have to have scales to measure what kinds of symptoms a person is having, what is difficult for them, and whether it's getting worse, whether it's staying the same, whether it might be getting better. And so it's a little bit embarrassing, I have to say, in the 21st century to realize, even though Dr. Eldaif looks great doing the neurologic exam, it's a little embarrassing to recognize that we're using methods to rate people's symptoms or grade people's symptoms that were developed in the 1980s or 1990s they're really, should be outdated at this point, but this is the cutting edge of what we use. And so I think we all recognize the need to improve those methods. And so there's a colleague of ours who's built the NeuroBooth, which is something that Dr. Wong on our team has been working with our colleague to bring people in to use sensors, various types of sensors that we all interact with every day on our phones or with our computers or other kinds of sensors, accelerometers on our phones that measure movement, so that the neurologic exam can no longer be simply rated by an expert neurologist or neuropsychiatrist, which is important, but so it also can be supported by quantitative information that comes from all of the amazing sensor technology that are embedded in our day-to-day lives and now are embedded in our clinic. And we've got a progressive aphasia severity scale that, that Daisy and I and other colleagues developed in the early days of the FTD unit, when we realized patients with progressive aphasia don't show up as having abnormalities on the typical grading scales that are used in work on with patients with Alzheimer's disease or frontotemporal dementia, because there's not a scale like this that allows us to measure these symptoms. Kind of a simple idea, but it was groundbreaking enough that you can see the map of people all around the world that continue every week to request copies of the scale, and we have a clinical trial that is requesting that they use the scale now. And again, this is a scale that's rated by expert clinicians that are trained in these topics, which is important, but Dr. Razai and Dr. Wong in our group are also using digital biomarkers, which are basically what you get when you look at things that happen on your phone, when you talk to Siri, when you talk to Alexa. So there's tremendous amount of information in my voice right now, the words that I'm using, the pauses that I inadvertently make from time to time when I'm trying to think of what that exact word is that doesn't quite come to me, or the thought. And so when you use computational methods, computer methods, to measure the acoustic properties or the linguistic properties of what people say, there's a tremendous amount of information in it, and it turns out that it can tell us if a person has cognitive impairment and potentially what type of cognitive impairment they may have. And that ultimately is being validated by things like neuropsychological assessments and traditional tools, but it may be the wave of the future where we ask people to give standard recordings of responses to questions, maybe even before they come into clinic, and then we can have a sense of what kinds of issues are happening with them before we even start to do our formal examinations. And those are the kinds of things that I think are more objective measures that we can use in our clinical trials of new treatments to try to see if these types of interventions are able to either stabilize people's condition, slow it down, or possibly even improve it. So really cutting-edge outcome measures. Then we've got imaging that measures changes in the structure and the function of the brain. And so one of the amazing things about this specific condition, one of the conditions we work on called primary progressive aphasia, is that at the beginning, it really just affects a person's language. And if you look on the top image here, those are the parts of the brain that are normally active when you're doing what I'm doing right now or what you're doing right now, which is either producing hopefully coherent speech or hopefully not falling asleep and comprehending what people are saying to you. That's the normal language network. And if you look at the areas of the brain that are shrinking when a person has primary progressive aphasia, that's what you see on the bottom. So those are areas that are getting smaller and not doing their job, and it's very specific to the language network, at least at the beginning. So we don't quite know how that works, but members of our team, Dr. Turotoglu and Dr. Eldaif, are using transcranial magnetic stimulation to try to see if we can improve the functioning of this network, as even though we're fighting an uphill battle, but what we ultimately want to be able to do is hopefully slow down the progression, but also improve the functioning of those networks in the brain so that maybe people's symptoms get better. And I'm really proud to say that their first report of a patient that did show some improvement, both in the brain function and in language performance, just came out today. So congratulations on the new publication. We've got a variety of molecules that are at the fundamental root of the problem in these conditions. You've probably heard about amyloid plaques, tau tangles, These are what disrupt the function of the brain circuits in the brain when the circuit is not working properly. So we can image tau, we can image amyloid. We don't yet have the ability to image certain types of the proteins that are key to frontotemporal lobar degeneration, but we're quite successful at being able to image these in Alzheimer's disease. And we now have spinal fluid and even blood measures that can reflect some of these molecular abnormalities as well. And so what we know with those molecular biomarkers is we can see the progression of the problem over time. What's really amazing, and this is the first time I can say this to you in tonight's event, is that because the first so-called disease-modifying therapy for Alzheimer's disease was approved last year, and we started using it just not that long ago, really in early 2024, normally the amyloid in Alzheimer's disease gradually increases over time. That's what the graph shows here with the black line showing a gradual increase of the problem, which is the amyloid protein. But when people are given this new drug that is an antibody against amyloid that tries to get it out of the brain, you can see on the right graph that this is a 63-year-old woman with early-stage Alzheimer's disease who started receiving lecanemab, and her amyloid levels decreased substantially, much more so than what would ever be possible without a treatment like this. So I think we're really now, for the first time, able to say that we've got a disease-modifying therapy for one of these neurodegenerative diseases that leads to dementia. And I think we're not that far from having others as well. So this is a real milestone. Now, we have to come up with ideas for how to develop new drugs or screen existing drugs to see if they might work in models of these diseases. A lot of times they're animal models. Sometimes they're models in cell culture. One of the things some collaborators that we work with at Mass General do is they reprogram skin samples that I get from a little skin biopsy from people into stem cells, and then those cells can be turned to any kind of cell in the body, but they have that specific person's genetic makeup. And so if a person has a particular genetic abnormality, for example, that leads to tau protein accumulation in FTD, you can measure things that are going wrong in the cell dish in that human cell-derived laboratory model of the disease. And so what that means is you can screen treatments. So on the left is an image of the brain cells in the dish that are grown in this way that are labeled for the bad type of tau protein in yellow. And you can see a lot of that all over the screenshot. And then on the right, there's a drug that was screened to see if it might be able to reverse or slow down some of those changes, and it really gets rid of most of the yellow. So these are some of the kinds of laboratory methods that are being used to screen either existing drugs that we think could be repurposed to treat these diseases, or new drugs that are being developed to try to see if they might be possible to treat some of these diseases. So then, what about clinical trials? We have to bring it back to people and try the drugs in people or other interventions and see if they might help. And so there's a specific type of FTD that's related to a genetic abnormality in a gene called progranulin. And if you don't have that normal functioning gene, your progranulin levels are too low. That's what's shown on the left of the graph here. So the people in the red circle are people with this genetic abnormality, and their levels of this protein are too low. And there are a lot of important functions that that protein does. It's not clear why people can live for 50 years before they have symptoms, but that's what happens. They live into their 50s and then will develop symptoms, or on average in their 50s, and have FTD that progresses. And so the question is, could we simply restore that deficit and possibly cure the disease? And so there's been a number of trials. There are multiple trials going on right now in patients with this condition to try to see if there's preliminary evidence that it might work. And this was the first trial that was published on this topic ever, just this year. It's a gene therapy treatment where essentially the gene was replaced. It was a very technically complicated approach, but it appears safe. You know, all the discussions about gene therapy, is it safe? Is it going to cause other kinds of problems? It appears to be safe, at least preliminarily, and it corrects several of the biological problems that we know are at work in the cells when people have this problem. So what you can see in the graphs at the bottom is just that when the patients were first screened at baseline, they had abnormally high levels of these proteins, and as they were followed over time after they got the gene therapy, those protein levels started to normalize. We don't know if it's going to help their symptoms. We don't know if it's going to ultimately be a cure, but this was the first time ever that a gene therapy for a type of FTD was tested and looks, at least at the beginning, like it might be A, hitting the target, it might be doing what it's supposed to be doing, and B, might be rescuing some of the biological problems that we think are going on in the brain that lead to the degeneration. So it's yet another very significant milestone that I think we have to acknowledge as another major milestone of 2024. I'll just close in the last few slides by just mentioning many of you are part of the All-FTD study. This is a major consortium study that is at all these centers around the country. There's a similar one in Europe, and together we work on an initiative called the FTD Prevention Initiative, and that's really a global effort across many countries to try to get to a point where we can either significantly help people with treatments or possibly even find ways to prevent FTD in people with genetic forms of it that you could give treatment to before they have symptoms. And then we've also got the LEADS study, Longitudinal Early-Onset AD study, that I'm proud to be one of the leaders of, that has sites all around the country, and a number of you are part of that study. This is focused on young-onset Alzheimer's disease, and we've been successful at enrolling 400 people with early-onset Alzheimer's disease younger than age 65, which is the largest sample of people ever studied in a natural history study, and we're encouraging people to stay in the study if they get on the new treatment so that we'll be able to really see those levels come down like I showed you before. So these are two major consortia that encompass most of the kind of work that we do in the FTD unit, and we're part of those and very happy to be doing the work we do in partnership with many wonderful colleagues like Katie mentioned in her talk. So all of the research to work toward a cure for these conditions depends on participation by you and other people like you. We cannot do it without your participation in any way that works for you. And together, I really do believe that we're going to win the fight against dementia. Thank you all for your participation tonight. It's so wonderful to see so many friends and colleagues in the room together. And now we're going to have some fun. So thank you all. Some more fun.
Yeah, right? We are going to have some more fun. Thank you, Dr. Dickerson.
Oh, you're not. Yeah. Hey, there we go. Oh, nice. This is a big moment of the night, Katie. This is, yeah, go ahead.
It's what we need to move forward.
This is how a lot of the larger funding gets started. It's right here in this room. So we're going to dream big. We're going to dream big, and we're going to do a fund to need right now. We're going to ask for people to raise their numbers, but we're going to start big, because that's what we do here.
Should we say, what we're looking for? If you hear a number that resonates with you,
right,
you can raise your paddle, and that shows your commitment to supporting the work of our clinical research program. That shows your participation in moving us closer.
We're going to start high, and I've seen this room give so generously before. I know we have it in us tonight. Who in this room would be willing to give $25,000 tonight? Okay.
There's a lot of discussion at one table. We ready, Rich? The next one.
Next level, okay. Who in the room would be willing to give $10,000? 10,000 right here. 009, and we have 071. Thank you. Thank you. Right over here, 022. 022. Thank you. We'll go down to 5,000. Who in the room would be generous enough to give 5,000? Right here, 002. 5,000, thank you.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
2,500. Who in the room is generous enough to give 2,500? Thank you. 068. 089. Thank you. Thank you so much. 077. Thank you. 2,500. Thank you. Who would give 1,000? 1,000, yes. 082, 051, 130, 169, 136, 177. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're going to get up to sing next year. That's what we're going to do. So he's a singer.
Yes, I heard that. I know.
All right. Who would give $500? 500. Thank you. A lot of. Let me call them off, and then you put it down. 182, 073, 154, 189, 156, 093, 179, 122, 103, 135, 111, 193. 85, 86,
Rich, there was one over here. We didn't.
75, 181.
Amazing.
500, thank you. We're moving down to 250. 250, we have 80,
The brain table.
100, 20, 104, 23, 15, 59, 175, 83, 90, 187, 150, and 9, and 106. Thank you. And our last denomination, 250, yes, at 250, 29 and 47. Thank you.
Thank you.
And our last denomination of 100. Who in the room? 100, 109, 4,
Noah Brand, yes.
145, 165, 160, 110, 151, 13, 107, 143, 195, 92, 126, 142 and 141, 55 and 61 and 4, 004. I think everybody did. I think everybody. Give a round of applause for everybody in this room. Thank you all so much. I think it's time to get this party started.
Get this party started. Are you going to have someone special on the stage with you, Rich?
Mark, can we borrow those drums for a second here?
Mark looks so tired.
Give him a break. Give him a break. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Dickerson on the